Hi, this is your math facilitator, Naomi Andrek, and this is a video on order of operations. This has to do with the concepts and the theory behind order of operations, which is something that you need to work out math problems, simplifying expression problems, where more than one operation is involved. We need to have a standard way of approaching each problem where we all know that we do things in a specific order and we're all doing them in the same order so that we have one exact answer and one exact meaning for every expression. So make sure you watch both this video and the following one together. I don't think I'll be able to fit it all into one, but the thoughts won't be complete unless you watch them both. Okay, so the reason we have them is just so that we all work the same problems the same way, and they always mean the same thing. So there's one meaning for what I write. And I think the way, or one way to think about order of operations is that it's in the reverse order of what you learned in school. So if you go back through kindergarten, first grade, second grade, you might not remember a whole lot, but you probably remember that you learned addition and subtraction first, and then you learned multiplication and division, and then you probably learned exponents, and then you probably learned parentheses. Now, parentheses aren't actually an operation. They just tell you what to do first, but you learn them last because that's when you start putting all these different operations together. Okay, so the order of operations, again, it goes in the opposite order. So first we do parentheses because parentheses just tell us what to do first. Then we do exponents. Exponents are compounded multiplication, multiplying a certain number of times. So, and then we go into multiplication and division, and of course multiplication is adding several times. That's this concept of multiplication, and then addition and subtraction. So if we kind of go back through all that elementary learning that might have happened a very long time ago for some people, first you learned addition and subtraction, then you learn multiplication and division. It's something that they often fail to tell you in elementary school is that addition is subtraction and subtraction is addition. Also, multiplication is division and division is multiplication. So you're like, what? No, they're different. After you introduce negative numbers, any addition can be written as subtraction, any subtraction can be written as addition. And then after you introduce fractions, any multiplication can be written as division and any division can be written as multiplication. So I think generally subtraction to addition is easier for people to wrap their minds around. So if you have 5 minus 3, we can write that as 5 plus negative 3. And often you're just taught, well, 5 plus negative 3, that just means 5 minus 3. They're equivalent expressions. You get to the same place. Really, I could replace this 3 with an a or some variable and replace this 3 with an a or some variable, and you would still have equivalent expressions. So that's something that works in general. Now, of course, you can switch it around and say, well, if I had an addition like this, I could write it as subtraction. So you see subtraction as addition or addition as subtraction. You can go both directions. Now, you can also subtract a negative. We know something like 3 minus negative 4 can be written as 3 plus 4 because you add the opposite when you're changing subtraction to addition. And then, of course, I can switch this around and say, well, a very simple addition problem like 3 plus 4 can be written as 3 minus a negative 4. So this comes in with order of operations because when we go through all this, we see, oh, well, addition is really subtraction, and subtraction is really addition. So they should have the same rank or be done in the same step when we're doing our order of operations. Now, multiplication and division work exactly the same way. For example, 16 divided by 2 can be written as half of 16 or 16 times a half. 32 divided by 8 can be written as 32 times an eighth or 1/8 of 32. So it's not too hard to go from division to multiplication. Students have a harder time going multiplication to division, but it works. There's your picture. 3 divided by half, there are 6 of them. It's equivalent. 4 divided by a fourth, there are 16 of them. It's equivalent. Okay, now make sure you watch the next video. We have this idea of multiplication and division go in the same step. Addition and subtraction go in the same step. But we need to know how they relate to exponents and parentheses and things like that. Okay.